Well, sometimes it takes a village to save a village, especially when it's saving that village from an onslaught of heroin. Following a series of reports on Local 12 about the heroin problems plaguing New Richmond, a grassroots group came together to provide resources and guidance to addicts. As Local 12's Rich Jaffe shows us, it's a battle that the group's members take personally.
On any given day, it's not unusual to see Shirlene Martin on Front Street in New Richmond. One of the founding members of the anti-heroin group River Rats for Recovery, Martin offers addicts advice about treatment, services, and funding. With a heroin addict in her own family, Martin knows the pain the drug has brought to her community.
New Richmond is my family, and it's not just that I have one family member that's suffering. When I stop and I look in New Richmond and what's really been happening, because I've lived away and come back, I can see how it's touched so many people here. And when a member of your family is ill, you do something.
Shirlene Martin gets a lot of help and guidance from someone who knows heroin all too well. This recovering addict, who we agreed not to identify, grew up on the streets of New Richmond.
I was the drug dealer. I was the person that sold to his friends when he was addicted just because, he needed to pay for his habit. I stole from my family.
His heroin addiction also sent him to jail for 9 months. While he was away, heroin took over the streets of this tiny town.
Everybody I was in jail with still really talked about coke and coke and coke and coke and coke. And when I got out, it was like zombie fest out here.
As we were sitting in this pretty little park talking about the problems of heroin, a complete stranger comes up to us, and guess what he wants to talk about? Heroin. Todd says while he's in treatment now, about 2 months ago he was using and selling heroin on the streets of New Richmond. While the drug is still popular on these streets and in many other small towns, the group called River Rats for Recovery is making a difference here, reaching out to addicts and those who want to help.
If the community's not going to step up and say something as a whole and complain about it on a daily basis, it's never going to get taken care of. Everyone's got a chance. Everyone. What blows my mind is how young that they're starting out.
You have hope?
I have a lot of hope. If you don't have no hope, you have nothing.
In New Richmond, Rich Jaffe, Local 12 News.
This Saturday, the River Rats will be holding a memorial walk along the riverfront in New Richmond for anyone who's lost a loved one to heroin. It's called Ignite the Night, and it will begin at the New Richmond boat ramp at 8:15.